Welcome back to the Back in Time channel. There have been multiple reports from outlets stating or insinuating that Will Smith and Jada Pinkett might be getting back together, and they might even in fact be moving back in with one another. Now, while both of the two are still married, they have been separated since 2016. Sources are claiming that Jada sat down yesterday and got incredibly transparent about the current state of the Smith household. While she admitted that she has spent the last few years enjoying her freedom and space in her own home, she revealed that she and Will have been quietly remaking their marriage from the ground up. They're also saying that when the interviewer asked her point blank if a reunion under one roof was in the cards, Jada didn't hesitate. She explained that their deep healing process has brought them to a place where they no longer want to be apart. Quote, "We are working very hard at bringing our relationship back together," Jada shared. "I believe that eventually Will and I will move back in with one another. We are in a place now where we are concentrating on the healing of the relationship between us." End quote. Now, one of the insiders are also reporting to the media source that the couple has been spending more and more time together lately, especially following the high-profile reunion at Paris Fashion Week in January to support their son Jaden. They're also saying that the infamous Oscar slap of 2022, which Jada famously called the Holy Slap, really was the turning point. Jada has been vocal about how that moment made her realize she would never leave Will's side. And now she's putting that promise into action by preparing to pack her bags and head back into the family estate. Unless you've been living under a rock, you know there is absolutely no secret that these two have been having issues within their marriage for quite some time. I mean, years at this point. And it's also no secret that there has been speculation for many years, since early on in their marriage, how they have had an open marriage, how they were swingers. Now, whether it was rumors of Will out there cheating or Jada out there cheating, we know they were out there. But the crazy thing about it was every time asked directly, Will or Jada, they kind of danced around the question. They never really gave you a solid answer. But it seemed like they were doing their own thing the whole time anyway, regardless. Especially with Jada, because she would never just give you a straight yes or no answer. She wouldn't confirm nor deny. She would just make it seem like it's just a crazy rumor.
What is the craziest rumor you have ever heard about your family?
Oh,
Wow.
jeez, the
Yeah, really.
craziest rumor? That Will and I are swingers.
Wasn't that kind of recent, actually?
It's constant.
Really?
And I'm like, yo, I wish.
The year 2020, Jada sat down at Red Table Talk with Will Smith and revealed that her and singer August Alsina were in a quote-unquote entangled relationship in 2016. Of course, we all know that this was no surprise to Will because Will knew they was already separated at that point. In fact, August Alsina had did a candid interview where he revealed that Will Smith actually gave him his blessing, so he okayed the relationship.
You need to say clearly what happened.
As far as what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened?
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
I actually sat down with Will and had a conversation due to the transformation from their marriage to life partnership that they've spoken on several times, and it, not involving romanticism. He gave me his blessing.
While August Alsina and Jada were doing their thing, I'm pretty sure Will was doing his as well. But mainly that Red Table Talk was for Jada to address the whole situation. But even throughout that whole fiasco, all that drama that was going on, they still vowed to stick with each other as life partners.
It's just part of it.
Yeah.
You know, if you expect to be with somebody for a lifetime,
25 years and counting.
we ride together,
We die together.
Bad marriage for life.
And I guess them saying they ride together was an understatement because Will did exactly just that. He rode for Jada in the year 2022 at the Oscars award when Chris Rock got the five hand by Will Smith.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? Richard? Oh, wow.
Now, to Chris Rock's credit, it was Oscars night, and in true fashion, every time that award show airs, they have someone to host the show. It's all about making fun or poking fun, making little jokes at the audience. And every time someone hosts it, usually end up being a comedian. They have jokes that they make on the celebrities and the stars. Now, I don't think that Chris Rock knew that this was something that Jada was dealing with, which is alopecia. She revealed it, and I don't think that he knew that. I think if he did, he probably would have been a little more sensitive to it. But Will took highly offense to that, and he didn't like it, so he went up there and slapped him. But after this, Will suffered greatly. He got a lot of backlash for this, and it was revealed by Jada actually in an interview that she said she felt like in that moment she was so surprised and shocked. She felt like there was no way that she could not support Will. Mainly, one of the reasons being is that Jada stated that that was not Will's character. That was totally not him when he went up there and smacked Chris. She thought it was part of a skit or whatever, but she didn't realize until Will came back and sat down that it wasn't a joke. So she said she was just as shocked and surprised as everyone else, but she did speak on how she got a lot of blame and backlash as well.
I did not walk in there as his wife, but I knew the instant that I saw what was happening, I was his wife. I'm walking out of here as your wife now.
Wow.
And I'm going to be by your side through this. You know.
And him using that word in yelling back at Chris, wife.
Yeah.
That hit you hard.
Yeah, because I was like, whoa. I haven't heard that out of his mouth in a long time.
Now, first of all, I'm really shocked because, mind you, I'm not there. We haven't called each other husband and wife in a long time.
Viewers did not see at the time, while Oscar clips were being shown, was Chris Rock leaning over the stage to talk to Jada.
And Chris looks to me and he says, Jada, I meant no harm. Now, I'm just out of it because I'm really worried about Will.
What's Will doing? He's just sitting there?
And Will's still talking. He's like, because now he's mad because Chris is talking to me. And I go, Chris, this is about some old shit. That's all I can think to say, right? And I couldn't really take in his apology.
I mean, on that kind of stage to do something so insane.
Absolutely.
It's totally
It's
out of
not
character.
him whatsoever.
Jada was absolutely right. The slap that Will gave Chris Rock was definitely out of character, and the repercussions for it was great. He's actually still been banned from the Oscars for several years now, and he also had production on films that were halted at the time. Will took away some time to do some self-reflecting, and he got some counseling in between all. Now, although all of this happened years ago now, and also their interview that Jada did was a couple of years back, I found it interesting because it still circled back to this very moment, because both Will and Jada said something very similar in two separate interviews about dealing themselves personally. They even touched on the fact that they wanted to go ahead and do their own thing, which in my opinion gave it a little more insight on why they separated in the first place to begin with, or why the relationship with August came about.
So Will talked to the New York Times or gave a statement, and this is what he says. We'll put it up on the screen. This is from the Times itself. The memoir, Will Smith said in an email, kind of woke him up. She'd lived the life more on the edge than he had realized, and that she is more resilient, clever, and compassionate than he'd understood. And this is the quote. When you've been with someone for more than half your life, he wrote, a sort of an emotional blindness sets in, and all you can do, and you can all too easily lose your sensitivity to their hidden nuances and subtle beauties. It sounds like an emotional blindness, he didn't see you. Is that kind of what it was, that he...
I think, that's so universal in relationships. He didn't see me and I didn't see him, right? And so we kind of had to go our separate ways to see each other. You know, because when you're in a relationship and you're kind of just pulling at that person to be something for you refuse to see them. And so we had to go our separate ways to really look at ourselves and see the blocks that we had in order to find a way back.
I literally said to Jada, that's it. I retire. I retire from trying to make you happy. I need you to go make yourself happy and just prove to me that it's even possible. And after we cracked the hell up, we started talking about, we came into this false romantic concept that somehow when we got married that we would become one. And what we realized is that we were two completely separate people on two completely separate individual journeys, and that we were choosing to walk our separate journeys together. It's unfair and it's kind of unrealistic and can be destructive to place the responsibility for your happiness on anybody other than yourself.
This whole journey, as difficult as it's been, has just brought Will and I closer in such an authentic way. You know, instead of trying to be a thing, it's like just tearing all that down and finding what's true between us.
Wow.
And it's been beautiful. It's been difficult.
It's been difficult.
But beautiful.
Now, what I took from that was they both had an expectation when they got married of what a wife's supposed to be and what a husband's supposed to be. So they came into the marriage with that mentality and that expectation. And once neither one of them were able to perform it based on their expectation or perception of what it's supposed to be, and their needs weren't met or fulfilled, I believe that's when all the issues start to happen. I believe that's when all the little small bickering and the fussing and the fighting, argumentative wise, started to happen. And then you get loud, you start shouting at each other. And you know that in a relationship, if you're doing all the yelling at each other, neither of you can hear one another. So I think that's what happened in the process of that. And it took them stepping back and taking a look or self-reflecting with one another of what it is that they really want to be able to come back in full circle at this moment. Now, I don't agree how they did it. Just in my opinion, I wouldn't have done it with opening up my marriage or nothing like that. But they felt for whatever reason, and they took a choice and they did it this way. And it was something that turned out to work for them. And Jada has stated many times that she feel like ever since that Oscar slap, their relationship has just turned a whole new nother leaf. She feels like she was meant to be on that journey with Will. She was meant to go through all that with him. And she said their relationship has been stronger than ever. Now, there has been sighting of the two together, you know, in Paris, by the media, in public, in support of their son, Jaden. They have been together, and they look like the energy between them looks better than it did in the past years. But if that's what's working for them, who am I to say that it won't? But those are just my thoughts. I want to know your thoughts down below. Do you agree with Jada and Will on the way they went about with their marriage? Do you think that it was smart for them to open up their relationship after taking a step back to actually figure out what it is that they want to make them happy? That includes open up your relationship to other people, being involved with other people emotionally and intimately. Do you think that was a smart way to do about it? Or do you think that you would have chosen another alternative? Tell me how you feel about what Will did with the slap thing. Did you feel like there was something in the moment that he felt like he needed to do for his wife, or was there something that was going on with inside of him? Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.
Be sure to like, share, and subscribe here with us at Back in Time. But until next time.
Don't you feel tough?
Yeah!
Don't you feel strong?
Yeah!
Don't you feel like going home?
Shut up!
Then get the hell out of my apartment.